it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. It's time for Person of Interest. It's episode 21 of season 1. Yeah, we're only a few more episodes away from concluding this first season, which has been grand. And the last episode was just really amazing, especially towards the end. Certain ghosts re-emerging in the present day, which will be very great to see uncovered when it comes to Reese finding out that essentially his mentor's still alive. So yeah, but it was really enjoyable stuff with the last episode. I think the flashbacks really was a highlight of the last episode, especially, and the entire episode was great, but it was just really great to see how things panned out and how she died. Well, she died, of course. Obviously, we know that she didn't die with her emerging in the present day. But yeah, it was really great stuff, and I'm excited to get into this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode 21 of season 1 for Person of Interest. Let's go.
Someone better. When that person is taken from you.
Yeah. This is a good callback to the first episode. So I'm assuming something's gonna, like, she's gonna die this episode.
You sound disappointed.
Oh, a little surprised. No one in New York is in danger.
I know.
Someone.
If there are,
Is this
they're keeping it to
Bizarre
themselves.
World?
Anyway, I think you've earned some time off, especially today. Or did you think I didn't know?
Wait, is it his birthday?
Happy birthday.
Oh my god! Of course he's gonna know it's his birthday.
You're welcome.
Aw.
Now go. Do whatever you do when you're not here.
Wait, this is about an... Hey, is Finch lied? Did Finch just lie to Reese?
This is investors' money, and we think one of them had him taken out. Hired your guy to do the job, and he made some mistakes. Now, someone in New Rochelle has to know something, and then we'll be close.
Is this in relation to...
Finding out who this man really is.
Oh no. Oh no. Conflict further for,
How'd you like to assist? Up in New Rochelle.
Carter.
I obstruct the federal investigation.
Of course, what you did with that evidence would be entirely your concern.
You wanted to talk to me about something.
Oh, it was nothing important. We'll talk again when you get back.
Oh, why?
Just take a check, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's her. Okay, the person that he's tracking.
Thank you.
The number that came up that... Yeah. But there was no number. There was no number. Right? Oh, man.
Jessica died in a car accident
Oh, shit!
about 2 months ago.
Oh, no.
Said she would wait.
Yeah, you think back to the last episode and how distressed she was, and you know how Peter's been brought up in the present day. He did some shit.
Let me ask you something, though. Why am I planted out here instead of Wonder Boy?
Mr. Reese is otherwise engaged, and you are not to contact him regarding this matter, Detective. You and I will
Because
handle
it's
this
similar
ourselves.
to Jessica's situation, isn't it? And he doesn't want to ruin his birthday.
They find the body?
No, but given the amount of blood spilled, it's doubtful Arndt survived.
Doesn't sound like my guy's MO. He usually covers his tracks.
Yeah, that's another reason we think it was his first job. It was messy.
Or he just didn't care because Jessica meant the world to him, and Peter killed her. That sent Reese over the edge.
So if I were to speculate as to the reason for your labored breathing, Detective,
I lost her.
that would
What do you want me to do?
be it. Go back to your day job. I'll handle it from here.
Not I do love Feast, the whole Fusco and Reese combination, but yeah, it's so funny. Like,
Hey, I've got some questions for him.
You were risking his cover by even approaching him. Let's go.
Good save there by Reese. Even when he's off duty at.
Funny, I've got a few of those for you too, Harold.
Oh no.
When I was first building the machine, I kept seeing the same numbers come up. A week, a month, 6 months apart.
6 months.
Usually
Oh
when-
no.
At
That's
first I thought
rotting
it
in
was a
my
mistake.
brain.
How could anyone's life be repeatedly threatened? And then I realized they were living with the person who would eventually kill them.
It was all bubbling up, wasn't it, in terms of when that
I've been working
person
to uncover
would
who she really is. It might help us identify the threat.
strike.
My name is Sarah.
What if I said you could stop running, Sarah?
Give her
I'd
that
say
hope.
you don't know my husband.
Mr. Reese, I traced
Well.
Karen's former alias, Jennings. He's her husband.
He's the marshal.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
That's not important.
It's all in relation to
What's
the
important is
past
we can help you.
that we're seeing
I
in
have a colleague
flashbacks.
who will watch over.
Ash and his wife were in. Single car, husband swerved to avoid a deer. Wife was
Yeah,
killed.
sure.
It's a hell of a thing. Guy survived
Sure.
a crash like that only to get taken out 2 months later.
Yeah,
gotta take
Carter
this.
knows that
Thank
there's
you.
something off about this. So yeah. I mean, like I said, last episode she sounded distressed, and it just continues in this episode.
If the car's front and
No
side
way.
airbags deployed?
Not likely, but a body is subjected to extreme forces.
Yo,
in a crash
did
like
he
that.
Is it
plan?
possible she could have had these injuries before the accident?
Yeah!
You're hurting my
Oh, I see what he's. Oh, dickhead!
Guys who hide who they really are until they get home.
What will you do, Mr. Reese?
Show them what a real monster looks like.
Oh no. Oh, that's hard.
I will kill you. No one will be able to protect you from me.
Yeah, this is what Finch was worried about.
Do you understand?
But these are sensitive terrain for.
Stop right there! Get down on the ground! Harry Garner, we have a warrant for your
Oh.
arrest.
That's him. West Side Highway.
It's taking her out of the city.
Get out.
Excuse me?
Doesn't
Leave
want-
the laptop now, Harold, and get
oh,
out.
Shit. Oh shit. I think. Oh my god. You can see that Finch is low-key breaking it.
The guy in a suit assaulted 4 deputy marshals in their downtown field
Oh
office.
boy.
I know. I'm heading back down there to follow up. Do you mind wrapping things up with the mother? It looks like a dead end.
Sure.
I love that. Like head shake. Like, what did
Detective
he just
About
do?
this-
Nothing. Just some routine questions. I should get going. I'm sorry for
See, it's
troubling
so
you.
sad.
Peter
The
had
mom.
his faults, but he loved Jessica.
I
She loved
bet.
him. If she had waited for him, maybe things could have worked out. Maybe she
She'd
would be happy,
alive.
and we'd talk again.
Yeah, she's now got
Can
an
I ask, do
inkling
you have any pictures of this man?
that this is
I don't.
Reese. Photo? Oh, heck! Oh. Oh, this is how he's first seeing the signs, like how.
And no one's coming to save you.
Oh shit!
Circumstances, it might be a good idea to bring the police in on this one.
Finch, you hired me to take care of these things. You don't like how I do it? Hire someone else.
Mr. Reese?
This has been his problem.
John?
This has been his worries, as well as the fact that John is a bit pissed off at Finch.
He's off now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no. Die.
You never did know what to say, did you?
It's gonna be a real bad day for you in a moment, buddy.
It'll never be over. It is for you.
Four. Shit.
I can't allow you to just execute people.
This isn't on you. It's on me. All I'm asking for is your trust.
What? For you to do the right thing?
That I'll do what needs to be done.
In his world, it's the right thing. But you can see she's trying to empathize, but she's also concerned that he's gonna go into that dark space that she can't allow him to do.
Because I thought she deserved someone better than me.
Happiness.
I thought she deserved someone who would look after her. Be there for her.
And when the rest is history. And so is Peter.
We started working together. And because of that, there was nothing that either one of us could have done.
It's just the stars weren't aligned really with these two, and no, she's shredding it, isn't she? Holy shit!
Arresting officer and informed me to tell you that we have him in custody. He's going to be here for a long time.
Thank you, Warren. One other thing. Do you have any other Americans in your prison?
Holy shit.
One or two.
Thanks.
Oh my god! Welcome home, buddy. Oh, he's giving him a good view as well of the city, right?
I'm so sorry.
Oh no! No! I hate it when the shows does that. Say I hate it, not as in hate. Like, oh my god, they can't have done that. More so emotionally, I hate it. Like, when, you know, people who are destined to have some kind of partnership, whether it's platonic or not, because otherwise you're going to start thinking, am I shipping Finch and Reese? No. When two people are destined to be partners in some degree, and then like they've got this established connection in the present, and you think you've seen them meet for the first time, like in episode 1. No, they actually bumped into each other, you know, way before. It's like on Charmed, when Piper bumped into Leo, like even though she didn't know at the time. It's yeah. Man, that episode. That episode was really, really rough. I mean, obviously we got an idea of how Jessica died, becoming a victim of yeah, abuse. Yeah. It was just very interesting. Like, this episode was very, you know, lighthearted. You know, Reese deserves the day off. It's his birthday. And then, of course, it was just really, really tragic. So, especially, you know, just how everything is just, yeah, just very, very painful when it comes to, you know, exploring about Reese and, you know, that pain that he went through in terms of, like, dealing with Jessica's death and what he had to do. He had to do to, yeah. And there is that, like, whole situation in regards to how he has that self-blame. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that ending bit as well was just really, really powerful. With Carter even shredding the files, good stuff there. Reese has his place, and yeah, how of course they bumped into each other without even knowing. So, yeah. Oh, great stuff. Some very, very interesting scenarios when it came to, yeah, the you know, the partner for Sarah, like especially the moral dilemma there as well. Yeah, great stuff. That was one hell of an episode. That was a really, really fantastic episode. Probably one of my favorites. I don't know. I mean, I'm really loving this show so much. There are quite a few episodes this season that are absolute bangers, that are absolute amazing stuff. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed my time through you know, this show all throughout, but there are some episodes that do stand out in particular. And this one I would say definitely has, because I mean, we got the catalyst, I guess, of what happened to Jessica, but there were so many really, really great emotions we poured into with this episode. Especially when we talk about the fact that we peer into Reese's past further and further in a very, very powerful way because of the whole Jessica situation. Now, obviously, we know that there was history, poignant history. Something in my mouth there, between the pair, but I think this is where this episode is really, really where it hits us deeply, because there is a lot of guilt going on in Reese's mind in regards to what happened to Jessica. This could have been avoidable in his mind. And it was just heartbreaking seeing that regret just hit him so much. And obviously when the whole situation in the present day with Jennings came about, and how similar it was, you kind of had a feeling, you kind of had a bit of a feeling what was going to happen with Jessica, I would say, before the x-rays revealed that Peter did kill her. Because she sounded distressed on the phone in the last episode. Like she was just crying out for... Now, that could have been for anything, but you did worry that one of the possibilities could come down to abuse and all of that, and that Jessica was scared. Because the main reason why Reese left, why he... the airport scene, that was pretty poignant in regards to Reese wanting Jessica to be happy, to find someone that was more deserving than him. But she needed Reese back. She needed him in that last episode. So, and she was completely distressed. She was hoping that Reese would come back to her, and and you know, now that now that we know what actually happened and all of that, there is an understandable huge amount of guilt, like not just with that call in general, but also in terms of Reese's mindset at the airport, because like I said, his whole deal in regards to letting that relationship go, for Reese, he wanted Jessica to be happy. And so what happened to Jessica, it haunts him. And I feel like this is probably the most impactful situation in regards to Reese's character, in terms of deaths and all of that, in terms of what he's had to do. Like, you know, you got him in his CIA days and all of that, but I think this one is the one that shakes him to the core, really, because it's not just the fact that her death could have been preventable. There are so many what ifs that Reese is questioning in his head after Jessica's death, because he can't turn back the clock, but all he can do is torture himself. I mean, you saw him in Peter's apartment, or Peter's place, should I say, going through he was completely depressed and all of that. But you also think about, this could have happened, that could have happened, etc., etc. I could have done something to prevent this. So, in that sense, he doesn't just see Peter as someone who killed Jessica, but he sees that he killed Jessica in a sense, because he like, you go back to the last episode where he had to make a choice to go to China he had to go to China, and he had to consider calling Jessica after the event and all of that, and it was too late. So, but you got all of these questions running around in your head, and given Reese's just what he went through in this episode, you can just see that he he feels deep down that he killed Jessica in a sense. So and it is really, really sad, because he is punishing himself. And we get to see that unfold in this episode. Because, like I said, this is the big one. This is the apex, I guess, in terms of the pain that Reese that we've seen Reese from the very beginning undergo. It's because there are just so many questions he's plaguing himself, and it just breaks you because you suddenly ask, what if? And yeah. So yeah. But it was just very interesting seeing how all the other characters reacted to because, like, in terms of the present day, like I said, this whole situation related to Peter with Jennings, and it was just so, like, fate, like, I guess fate is is a very cruel mistress, because you have something, I guess, celebratory, like a birthday, and you have something not so much, like I guess a reminiscent of a situation that really shakes Reese up. You have them two on the same day, and it's just like, wow, that is just really, really crude. So yeah, and I'd like to think that Finch giving Reese the apartment and all of that was not just a really, really appreciative way of Finch, saying happy birthday, because, them two have a really, really good history. But it's also a way for Finch to kind of make up to Reese in terms of, I'm sorry I hid this from you. So, because of course there was that whole situation where it was like, oh no, numbers have come up, but there was a number, and there is a little bit of a reasoning why, he had this covered up from Reese. So, because he doesn't want to see him go far. Because he knew about Jessica's death and all of that, and he knew that this situation was too similar, and it was like, I don't want to send Reese off, like, especially on his birthday. So, yeah. But there is going to be that betrayal from Reese. Like, Reese is going to feel like he's going to get betrayed in some capacity because he lied about a number not showing up and all of that. But obviously, with Finch, he's just going to be worried that he's going to do something very, very, like, something that he might not come back from. So, and in terms of what happened to Jennings, again, it was giving me flashbacks to episode 4 in terms of, in a sense, because I felt like when he knocked his lights out with before we did cut to the next scene and all of that, I had a feeling he'd let him live, just based on the fact that he just gave him a heavy punch and all of that. So, because otherwise, if you eliminated that, then I felt like it could have been very, very identical, very twins to the episode 4 bit. You know, that guy, there was that iconic scene on if Reese let the guy live or not, that a lot of people do love in terms of the ambiguous nature. Like, people make their own theories in terms of, okay, I choose to believe he did let him live versus, yeah, he killed him or something like that. So there was a kind of a similar vibe here because of the fact that you didn't know until Carter got the call that Reese sent Jennings to that Mexican prison. That you didn't know if, yeah, he outright killed him. But like I said, I felt like he... if they were going to do like a similar situation to episode 4 where we don't know what actually happened to Jennings, I felt like, okay, well, he lived because just gave him one extra punch and all of that. So, but the whole drive, of course, there was Reese had the intention to kill, which, you know, with this being a similar situation to you know, the whole Peter situation, and how this really, really does piss Reese off. Yeah, you like, there is that whole situation where you wouldn't exactly fault Reese in a sense because, you know, people like Jennings, people like Peter, who are very abusive, they deserve to rot. They suck. They are scum. But there is this whole situation on, you know, if Reese did kill Jennings, what's that going to do to, like, especially in terms of the evolving growth and all of that to Reese's character, in terms of Reese's, I guess, moral compass as well, because you've got Carter trying to reason with him, and there is just this worry from Carter that Reese is just not going to listen. But she's trying to reason. And that's it, though. I really loved that scene where Carter caught up to Reese because she empathized. Like, she does. She does empathize so much. But, yeah, I mean, it was always going to be a case of, like, for Carter, I don't know if my words worked or if he's just completely ignored me. So she's completely in the dark until she got that call. So yeah, there was another person. I don't know if you know. See, I don't know if that's in relation to the guy that Reese, the guy that I mentioned in episode 4, the ambiguous nature on, you know, that guy. Did Reese kill him or did he let him live? I don't know if that's in relation to that because. I'd like to think with Reese sending Jennings there, that's where and you know, landing him in hot water anyways in terms of why he's, you know, locked up there. I'd like to think he does that to any, like, one who's abusive and all of that. But that's because that's why I'm thinking, you know, he made a mistake with Peter and he killed him. And he was boiling with, because this was personal for him. He was boiling with blood. So yeah, but I could also see Peter also, he took Peter there. I don't know. I could also see Reese doing that to Peter. He sent him to that prison where he sent Jennings, yeah. But like I said, I feel like it's a two-way street. Like in terms of he could have sent Peter there, but he also could have sent that guy there at the end of episode 4. So. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I think it's supposed to be ambiguous in terms of, well, like with Peter, like we don't know if he killed him because, here's the thing, this is Reese prior episode 1, yeah, like I feel like with Person of Interest, we've seen Reese evolve as time goes on. This is completely, it's not just completely fresh for Reese, but it's also someone who is very, very, someone, not just personal for Reese, but for Reese, he's also got a lot of hatred for himself because of the fact that I should not have let this happen. And I feel responsible, so, yeah. But I think, like I said, it's supposed to be ambiguous, so, yeah. But, yeah, it was just really, really great stuff, this episode. And... yeah, I mean, we even, like, had a bit of guilt from Finch as well. So, obviously, with Reese, like I said, he's blaming himself and all of that for what happened. But Finch has a bit of a blame as well because, you know, he did explain about how, with the machine, numbers kept turning up again and again and again and all of that. And then, of course, Jessica. It was later revealed that Jessica was one of those numbers that kept appearing again and again and again. So, and you know, like with Finch, there is also that guilt in terms of I couldn't do anything to stop it. Like Reese, he couldn't do anything. He didn't know that Peter would turn out to be a piece of shit. It's like with Finch, he couldn't do anything to intervene. So there is gonna be that guilt there from Finch as well. So yeah. So, but it was a really, really, really amazing episode. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorites this season. Just like the ending was even emotional. Like even Carter shredding most of the files and only keeping the that is just amazing. And of course, what happened to Jennings. There is a bit of a extra layer of appreciation, I would say, for Carter to Reese. So, yeah, from Carter to Reese. So, yeah. But like I said, this episode was just phenomenal stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, why don't I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!